Darkness falls across the land of Barovia. The mists are watching. The dead don't rest. And tonight, neither will our heroes. Welcome back to Crit Miss Role Playing Games. It is one of the nights of the week, and this is Beckoned Blackest Night, our D&D actual play live stream. It's Curse of Strahd, everybody. Who's ready for some gothic horror shenanigans? I certainly am not. Anyone else? Yes, anyone?
I am.
Keen.
Just a quick one. Have you had a look at the alignment of the overlay? Is anyone else getting it halfway off the stream?
No. Should be right.
Okay.
I think.
Cool.
It looks good on my end.
According to my preview, everything's good. If something's wrong
that's right.
on your end, you may need to email Mr. Twitch. Let them know that I said to get in touch. We go way back here and I. But no, look, I know we haven't done a banter topic for a little bit, but I've been getting so many complaints, emails, video calls from angry presidential leaders of countries. Just saying, bring back the bants. So let's do a bant topic before we launch into tonight's episode. Shall we?
Let's do it.
As we go across the board here, it has been a couple of episodes, so why don't you introduce yourself and your character again and tell me, if you would, the answer to my banter topic for tonight, which is... Let me find it. No, I've lost it. It's gone. I don't know what it is anymore. I want to know, okay, if you had to choose one thing, not three, not four, just one thing about tabletop RPGs that is your favorite part. Like, what gets you passionate? What gets your blood pumping when you think about playing tabletop RPGs?
Oh my god! That's a very broad question.
That's a very broad question, but it's one of the parts of improvisation is just set the stage and let someone else take over and let them advance the scene. It's a broad question. I'm giving you a little bit of freedom here to be creative in how you answer the question, but know this: I will be judging you.
I'm happy to go.
All right, Christian. What gets you all excited in the pants about tabletop RPGs?
Being able to, in some cases, it's not the exact correct wording, but relive other eras, or in the sense of some sci-fi worlds and whatnot, and fantasy-based worlds, live in different types of worlds and. I guess pretend to experience how they would have been. I don't know, as a boy, a young man, ADHD, or honestly, it might just be most young boys wanting to think about what it would have been like to be a Spartan or be in the Roman Empire or live in a medieval town being a knight. And looking back on those times, obviously realistically, living in those times would be shit, but doing it safely through an RPG makes it fun.
Yeah, it's good that we don't have to role play the lice, Constant,
we get to do the fun parts.
Constant fevers, gastro, dysentery.
The lack of indoor plumbing.
We get to skip the dysentery and go straight to the casual racism. And it's I get that. You're living sort of vicariously in a sort of safe way. I think that's a big part of RPGs. We get to experience
industrial era, Renaissance, ancient history. We get to sort of experience them vicariously.
Yeah, we get to experience murder without the jail time. That's great. I enjoy that.
That was fun.
And what character will you be embodying tonight?
I'm jumping back in the seat of Fujin. I was away last session with our Strahd campaign. Our rogue monk multiclass. Fujin, the human fighter, I would say, is honestly not the class, but the frontline brawler. That's a better term, the frontline brawler. Despite, if you go back and watch last session, or if you're continuing the streak and you're a fan, nice to meet you, I am not shitting myself or vomiting. I don't know what the hell that was all about.
I don't remember that. I remember it happening.
Projectile vomiting. Yeah, no, it's just a thing. Whenever someone's not here, their character immediately craps himself. So, hey, I guess there is dysentery in our games.
Dysentery, yeah.
Look at that. We're historically accurate. The History Channel can maybe start streaming Beckoned Blackest Night, but not without paying me. Speaking of people who pay me, Dan, what's your favorite thing about tabletop RPGs? You're behind on that, by the way.
I'm behind on. Yeah, I'll give you double. It'll be for everyone playing at home. That's top off and bottom off. One thing I love so much is, and it feels like it shouldn't happen this often, but it happens more than it should, and when it does, it hits every single time. When we roll our 20-sided die and it matches the narrative to a T.
Gross.
It's like one of those ones, I need to get a 20, there's no other option, and you get the 20. Or, I'm unsure if this will work, let's just roll the dice and see, and you get a 1. When the roll of the dice matches that what you're describing is so good. I love it so much.
Feels fated almost.
Yeah. It's you put it out there, and then it's just the dice is I got you. I know what's going to happen with this story.
Does that happen for you a lot? Because I tend to find that doesn't happen. I'll do one. I explain some amazing role play and then roll a natural 1, or I'm just I do this thing and then roll a natural 20. And oh shit! Now I have to explain that away. That doesn't work.
One of the hardest and best lessons as a player is embracing failure. It's so much funnier when things happen like that. Obviously we all hate losing characters. But when that one can be some of the funniest times, how you invent you slipping on a banana peel that wasn't there. I love it.
Yeah.
That's not just good advice for a player. That's just good advice for people in general.
I'm so used to embracing failure. It's all I get.
And then you get to the next stage, and that's where you can dress failure up as success. Speaking of people who are successful, Grace, favorite part?
Oh, am I successful?
Very successful. You're a multi-billion-dollar company, do you not?
Oh, fucking jeez. I fucking wish. Oh my god. I would love to have a house.
You could buy one with a multi-billion-dollar
I could buy everyone a house. We could all have a house. Houses for everybody. It would be like Oprah. A house for you. A house for you. We could have a content
We can have a compound. We could be we could create our own little society and nothing would go wrong.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's never gone wrong for anybody before.
Anyway. No. Look, this is going to be deep, and I'm really sorry for getting deep, but I think my favorite thing about RPGs is probably, the socializing.
Oh.
And I know that sounds I don't know, there's been some times in my life where I've been in a pit, a really dark place, and I've had nothing to look forward to, and my week has just been crap, and everything that's gone wrong has gone wrong, and and then it's I've got one day of the week where it can just be shoved to the side for 5 hours and I can focus on something else, and immediately after, my life just feels infinitely less crap.
All right, so we bring a little bit of sunshine, happiness to your life.
Definitely, and I Dungeons and Dragons is so important to me, and you guys, you hold a very special place in my heart. Yeah.
The little black part right at the back. That's
where
I live.
The little tiny black part.
The little dead cell.
Yeah.
All the other blood cells we don't go there. Stay away from that guy.
Yeah.
He's got bad thoughts. He's got bad vibes. speaking of people with a heart, Mod, favorite part of tabletop RPGs? I'm assuming you have a heart. Haven't seen it, but
Ooh. Possibly the segues.
oh yeah, yep. That's my favorite part too. That's the only reason why I do this, is to cleverly skip from one thing to another in a way that feels not contrived.
But outside of segues, I sometimes, because we play in different campaigns, we mix up our character art, and then it looks really funny when you're on a stream and like the character art's the wrong character, and it's very funny.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
But no, I think it's one of those things where I enjoy everyone's reaction to choices and themes in the game display their understanding of reality, which sort of shows a lot about their soul, their insides, which is awesome. Like, it's one of those things where I describe a room, and the way you react to it actually tells me a lot about you.
So if I'm like on my phone the
character
entire time
situation.
you're describing it, that says a lot about me.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
What does it say about me if I'm on my phone the entire time while you're describing it?
I think it says a lot. Yeah.
Is that a dig? Is that a dig at Master Duco last fortnight?
Maybe. No, I completely forgot you did that. I just know that it's a common thing that people do, and it's a pet hate for a lot of DMs. I personally, I'm
that would be my most hated part. My favorite part is when people react to it, but it tells you about how they see the world and how they understand cultures.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so it's one of those things you learn a lot about people through the choices they make when presented with situations.
Does that count for DMs as well? Like, would you be able to learn about me, for instance?
Yes.
Because I've DM'd this? What have you learned about me since starting?
You like it when people crap their pants.
I do, yeah. What can I say? I'm a simple man. Scatological humor.
Fascination with feces.
Yeah, poop. Give me some poop and I'm happy. I forgot to say. We'll come back to you, Dan. But Mod, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Tane Nue, an orc warrior that fights with the strength of many, 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 many reasonably strong men.
And a half orc too, right? Am I right? Half orc? No?
Full-blooded orc.
No,
full-blooded orc. That's right. Yeah, full-blooded orc and paladin.
And
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, mechanically a paladin, but he hasn't declared that. Only other people in the party have declared.
Yeah,
that.
everyone else has said it about them. He doesn't say that about
he's
himself.
Literally, he's more like a bard questing for glory at the moment. But
despite the heavy armor,
you'll get there.
We'll get there. And Dan, sorry, I forgot to ask you. What redundant character are you playing tonight?
Yeah, I also described mine, which was a whoopsie.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
If there's time, we'll fix it in post.
We're rolling back again. Yeah.
I play Bill Iron Dancer, the human sorcerer that has only recently found out that he can cast magic.
Very good.
He's a better accountant than he is a sorcerer. I can tell you that. He's a level 20 accountant.
Fucking good. He's already helped us out so much financially and with his knowledge.
Really
like
crazy.
I've already got 2 investment properties. If only life was this easy.
We're gonna be able to retire after this campaign if we survive, thanks to Bill. He's a legend.
I don't know how you guys figured out the real way to defeat Strahd is just to really buy up his property portfolio and just really nudge him out of the market. You've solved
He didn't have an effective tax strategy. He basically killed himself.
Monopoly!
Grace, who are you playing? What character are you playing tonight?
I muted myself. I apologize. I am playing Thana. No last name. She is a tiefling cleric. of Hades. She loves death and long walks on the beach, and hates racist priests. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Every priest is going to be racist in this campaign from now on. You watch. Speaking of priests, Gem, favorite part
one
of
of them.
tabletop RPGs.
Oh, my favorite part is the sweet tabletop audio that we get to listen to every week while we're playing our games.
It's the only reason why you
Yeah,
play?
yeah, it's the quality sound, it's the ambience, it's the feeling like I'm actually in the moment. It really adds a layer to one of my other favorite things, which is probably immersion. So I know we've had a good session if afterwards I'm plotting, and I'm like, and like if it's the one that Sven's DM, I'm like, I'm doing this. This is what I want to do here. And when it's where we're together, we're like conniving. It's great. I love finishing and being like, what am I going to do next? It's like, if you're reading a book, like I love my books, and you get to a part and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Like I get to have a part in what's going to happen, and I love that. Like as a nerd, and I love the maths. I love the fact that maths comes into it. We get to play with shiny rocks that have numbers on them. And yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And we're also supported by Fruit Bowl Dice, who make some of those shiny rocks that look too edible and way too delicious. And I'm worried that if I do get some, I might eat them. So I don't know whether I should. It might be worth it. I don't know. But they're delicious and useful in the game. And yeah, I'm playing Fritz Longview, who is based on one of my favourite characters, Fritz Chivalry Farseer from Robin Hobb's universe. One of my favourite books series. Getting to play him as a young man before he fully matures is pretty exciting. I might try a dodgy English accent tonight. I don't know. I might spend more time laughing than talking. It's going to be terrible. But yeah, so I'm playing Fritz, who is he's just a dude. He's leaning towards being a ranger though. He's pretty handy. He's pretty good at like assassinations and stuff. There hasn't been much of an opportunity to do that. He's way too loyal and good, and that's actually really hard to play. It's much easier to play a pretty evil aligned character. And I have a sweet wolf friend, Bright Eyes, who is now my Primal Beast companion. So we're going to tear shit up. So yeah, that's us.
That's very good. I like that.
Do we get hero points?
Yeah, well, I was going to do a quick recap, wasn't I? Let's just go quickly across the board. Christian, please feel free to excuse yourself from this one. Everyone gets a hero point, but if you would like to quickly add something to the quick recap, what was pertinent about last week's episode, not last week, the week before, to you and your character, and we can thread them together like some sort of majestic tapestry of narrative. That would be good. But before we do that, I just wanted to quickly say my favorite thing about tabletop RPGs, the reason why my nipples stand on end when I think about sitting down with you guys, it's not because of how beautiful you are. It's because I love to entertain people, right? I don't get to do that in my day-to-day life. I do it, digitally. So, and that's the reason why I stream as well. I want to make people feel emotions. It's happy, sad, drastically disappointed, whatever it is.
I could really upset at a stupid priest.
Upset about priests.
God, that priest.
I mean, the reaction is visceral. Grace hates that priest, right?
Fucking hate that priest.
You hate that
We all do.
guy.
He's gonna fuck himself. He's gonna die. He
To
already
me?
is dead. Ha ha ha.
He already just dead, and I spat on him, and I kicked him, and I wouldn't have done it if Sven hadn't made him such a horrible asshole.
He was an asshole.
Just with
He was. I hated him.
Just with little subtle pokes and prods and hints, I make you feel emotion about someone. And you all do that to each other, with your characters, through your characters, and to me. And that is why I play tabletop RPGs, to be entertained and to be entertained by you, and vice versa. And that's why I stream too, so that other people can be entertained by it. All right, let's go. Quick recap. Let's go across the board, back in the opposite direction. Jem, what do you got from not last week, the week before?
Oh, me. The main thing for me was it was pretty much a combat fight. Like the most interesting bits for me were actually not in the space I was in. It was sort of seeing what was going on upstairs. That was fucked. But then in terms of like Fritz's session last time, he was really struggling with going along with what the group wanted and what actually felt right. You know, like this kid is not good. You know, we kind of know it's not a good situation, but he, you know, had to sort of push to be like, no, we've got to take our time, and actually we don't want to hurt this kid. And so that was interesting for me because, you know, in like metagaming, I know that he's a vampire and I know there's no coming back, but Fritz doesn't know that. So it's how do we play that and make it meaningful and fun. Yeah, so it was cool. So right now, me and Bill have this kid restrained, and we're going to make some decisions. So yeah, I thought long and hard after that. Actually, it was one of those ones where I finished. It was like, okay,
Some
what's
choices.
the motivation behind that?
Some choices have to be made. Mod.
Yeah.
What do you remember from the previous episode?
I remember that Bill did manage to use his sorceress burst and rolled an 8, so we got to see the exploding dice, which was very exciting.
Terrible. Hated it.
I did come up with a name for last episode, which was Christian Strikes, because you've got the priest, but you've also got Christian not there, and then you got Fujin actually striking things. So I was trying to go for like a triple wordplay pun.
It's fun.
But I did actually, after the priest sort of snapped around and got puppeteered and lifted up in the air and invited us to go to dinner with Strahd. I don't know if Tane's got to this point yet, but I personally thought to myself, like, I wonder how much of the racist stuff actually came from Strahd, and has the priest been dead the whole time, or was that the priest? And we don't know, because he just got puppeteered. Maybe he's been puppeteered the whole time. Poor guy might have been innocent.
He might have been. And I think that's one of those horror elements, that uncertainty, not knowing whether or not, you know, is someone a friend, is someone an ally, is someone a foe? It's almost like playing Dungeons and Dragonies. Speaking of people who are not sure a friend or foe, Dan.
Well, Bill actually, like, because there was that exploding dice moment that Mod mentioned.
I'm so sorry.
And at the very start, which you didn't mention, of the fight, which was an extra week ago, he rolled a nat 20 on a on his spiritual weapon.
Bolt. Oh no, spiritual weapon. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's actually like a little bit internally, wouldn't be externally, but chuffed with himself. Like I can kind of do this magic thing. But then that quickly turned on a dial when it was like, now we're talking about murder, and he's like, okay, well, I don't want to kill this kid, even though he kind of looks a bit like a vampire. So yeah, he sort of was like, I think he had like those ups and down swings where we went from like an absolute like how good is this, and then the realness of the moment hit him, and he's a bit deflated on that one there. So yeah, no, he definitely felt some emotions.
Has he killed anyone before? Has he committed murder?
Murder? I love that. Murder.
Like I don't think he finished off anyone in the death house. And before that, definitely not.
And even if you had, like, everything in the death house was dead.
Not
for lack of a better term. So, you know, a little bit morally less of a grey area.
Like I think he's seeing the child in this, not the monster in this.
Good.
And that's what he's struggling with at the moment.
That's what I want. Speaking of children, Grace, what do you remember from the week?
Ouch. So
very young.
I think, yeah, I am very young, 23. I feel young every single day. Super young. So I think Thana, the last few sessions she's been having like a moral conundrum. Like, she can't get access to her god. Like, the last time she tried praying, nothing happened, and it massively took a hit on her. She had, like, a minute where she kind of died, and there was a spooky thing that wasn't her god saying, "There is no god here," which, like, you know, hurt her. And then she walked into this church, and it was like a veritable buffet for her morals. Like, this is like the most steadfast she has felt in days. It's like cut and dry, this thing is a undead, kill it. Cut and dry, this priest is racist, kill it. So, you know, all in all, she's feeling pretty good. Like, she was feeling kind of crappy about herself and about her sort of like where
Fashion.
she stood in the party. And yeah, and like her religion and the fact that she wasn't a healer, and like seeing her friends go up and down so many times, she was questioning, because that's like a main line of her theology, that like she doesn't heal people, but she's watched her friends go up and down so many times and herself go up and down so many times that she was starting to question it. But like this church almost solidified everything she was already feeling, like questioning. So she's feeling pretty good. She's feeling on top of her game. Life is starting to make sense again. So she's pretty chill. She's having a good old time.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a little bit of a better idea of where Thana stands. Christian, do you have any questions before we go for a quick break? I can grab a drink and then we launch into this episode?
Nah.
No? You're pretty much caught up? Everyone gets their point of whatever it's called. I'm going to have to come up with a new name just so I don't seem like I am being derivative. Speaking of derivative, someone just drew a card. Jem just drew a card from the Taroka deck, this one being the Don John. I don't have those open. Give me 1 minute and I'll tell you what you
That sounds bad.
rolled.
I think it's advantage on charisma check.
Sounds about right. Let's go to the Taroka deck. Let's find the Don John. Where are you? So I can read it a bit easier because I can zoom in a bit.
It sounds like dungeon.
The Don
It's not good.
John.
No,
It sounds
a
like
Don
dungeon.
John D-O-N-J-O-N is like a small castle.
The donjon.
Oh,
You are cursed
That's
to
cool.
be unable to move more than 10 feet from your original starting point in combat unless you succeed on a wisdom save at the start of your turn. Last for 1 combat. But surely there won't be any combat tonight. Find out after this quick break while I go grab myself a CC and dry. We'll be right back. In the meantime, check out Fruit Bowl Dice for all your random generating needs. We'll be right back in like literally 10 seconds. And we're back. Told you it'd be 10 seconds. I can't count. Never learned how to count. But let's play some Dragons and Dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
So the 5 of you, plus your wolf, find yourselves in the basement, the Church of the Morning Lord in the village of Barovia. Some of you just bore witness to a horrifying situation where the priest of this church, a one Father Donovich, became the unwilling victim to some otherworldly and macabre puppeteering by an entity who described itself as the Castellan of Castle Ravenloft. And in this moment, he gave you an offer. An invitation to dinner with the Lord of Barovia himself. But there are other matters more pressing that need dealing with at this moment. For those of you who saw what happened to Father Donovich, you saw his neck twist violently 180 degrees and his body fall limp to the church's floorboards, chest to the ground, vacant dead eyes staring up at the rafters. As this happened, your compatriots your friends, your only friends so far, Ismark and Irina, brother and sister, siblings, children of the previous burgomaster whose body now lays at the front of this very church, just stood and watched in stunned, shocked horror. This boy that you had found clinging to the ceiling, face stained with the droplet of blood that had dripped from Thana's eyes as she cast her ritual, now lies prone, back on the floor, staring up. Ragged breaths indicate that he is moments away from death, perhaps a second death. You're not quite sure what happened to this child, but his fate now lies in your hands. I think, if my headcanon remembers this correctly, Fritz, are you cradling this emaciated form as he lays dying on the ground?
No, so Fritz is actually worried about disease. One of his suspicions might be that this is like a disease that's caused the change in his physicality and mental state. So he's actually worried about getting too close, but he did, they have tied him up. So he is restrained.
Ragged, dry breaths as he gasps for air, seemingly unable to revitalize himself. You can see whatever last vestiges of life are beginning to drain from this child's eyes. You don't really see malice. Hatred.
Um,
You see a mixture, something between animalistic hunger and a fear-induced panic.
Yeah, I think so. Fritz would try, and he'd sort of be acting as if this was like a scared horse. You know the noises you make if there's a scared horse, and just sort of being like whoa, whoa, and then he'd probably like try to beckon Bill over, and yell out to Ismark and Irina to see if they know what's going on, because they're not downstairs. Let's see.
They are now. Oh wait, no, they're upstairs. Okay, you call out to them.
No, they are.
What do you say?
Get down here. There's a kid.
You can
What is happening? Because yeah.
hear the thuds
Listen,
of footsteps.
We can't just leave him like this. Regardless of what he is. It's too hard to watch.
The kid is just lying on the ground. And he reaches up with like a bony hand, feebly trying to grasp at anyone nearby, and as he does so, you can see that he opens his mouth, and two of his front teeth begin to elongate into wicked fangs, but he doesn't have the strength to reach out to any of you. It's almost pathetic.
Fujin.
Thana. Oh, sorry, you go.
Fujin would like to do a little test. He doesn't know much about it, but books, silver's often a thing that's dangerous against supernatural creatures. He doesn't really know much. It's why he asked back in their house, Thana, like, what do? I don't know what to do. This is the first time encountering ghosts. The silvered sword that he got from the death house, he'd just like to touch it against the boy, just sort of like still learning about all this stuff.
Yeah, you
Not sure if there's any effect on obviously whatever he is, but Fujin wants to find out.
you just sort of run the flat of the blade maybe against his cheek, and maybe he flinches a little bit, but if he does, it's not from any magical or metallurgic properties of the weapon, more just like a wounded animal just flinching out of instinct. You don't see any burning or bubbling of the skin or anything along those lines. You have no reason to believe that the silver is doing anything more than what you would expect it to against this, whatever it is that this child may or may not be afflicted by.
Okay.
Thana sort of steps forward, and she pushes everybody back, like, and she's got this, like, sneer on her face. Like, this is, like, disgusting. Like, she can barely look at it. She's just totally disgusted. Almost like the way, like, I don't know, like, somebody in the 1800s would look at a rat in the gutter, like, disgusting, cursory, you are a thing that needs to be destroyed. And she looks at Fujin with this look like, come on, really? Like, actually disappointed almost.
Look, Fujin will pipe up. I'm guessing you've been looked at the same way by people because you're a tiefling.
And you flash back to only moments before when you were greeted at the door of this very same church. I can't remember the exact words that Father Donovich said. Something along the lines of,
Something, morning lord, morning glory, blah, blah, blah.
welcome here in the church of the morning lord, even one such as yourself.
Yeah. Ouch.
Maybe there's a little bit of that look in his eye as well.
Thana, like, looks at Fujin, like, and almost growls. And is like, this is different. That is a dying, feral dog that needs to be put down.
Do you know what's happening to it? I don't.
It's diseased.
And
It's
anyone
undead.
at this point, I think you've spent enough time here outside of combat. Now, if you want to roll a check to try and discern what is going on here with this child, you may do so. You tell me what you want to roll, and you might get some information, or maybe it's not relevant what you roll. You might not get some information. We'll see what happens. It's up to you.
I mean, I would like to roll religion just to convince them. Like, sort of to bolster her argument, almost like, in Thana's eyes, there is no coming back. This thing is, like, truly, truly, truly gone. Like, and she'll sort of explain to Fujin, like, I don't know how to put it into roleplay words. Like, if a horse had broken its leg, would you put it out of its misery? If a dog was, like, dying, would you put it out of its misery? It's like mercy. It's a mercy kill. And I'd like to roll religion.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to convince the others, that's more of a persuasion check. With the religion check, I'm going to give you some information about this current situation, and maybe you can use that in your argument to the rest of your party.
Yeah, that's more like what I meant. Like,
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, like, you know how in Supernatural when there's a shapeshifter and they slice the shapeshifter's skin and it starts bubbling and shit? Like, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like what I was saying before was roughly that, like, I know you pushed me back, but what I said as I was pulling out my sword was like, yeah, we can't leave it like this. So I'm on Team Thana.
Yeah.
So if you need help with a persuasion check, I am standing there with a sword saying, we need to end this. It's in pain.
Oh, well, great. Well, Thana will literally grab Tanenue and pull him to her side, almost like blocking the child.
Okay. You're trying to...
Fujin would like to do a...
Okay. I think here what's important is I want to give you a little bit of an opportunity to learn something before we bring this to a close, and that might work in your benefit. It might not, but
I understand. Well, I was thinking about what to do to learn stuff. I would like to do a sleight of hand check and see, slipping in between Thana and Tane, what it's got in its pockets, if it has things that are could be important to help us. If it's got like a family picture and like a little clasp or something, obviously it shows it obviously once was someone, and or clues to what happened to it. I don't know. Thinking maybe it might have something of its on its person that might be important.
All right, so we want to grab a sleight of hand for Fujin. We want a religion check from Thana. Does anyone else want to roll a check here before we move along?
Bill, it won't be a check, but I'd like to cast a spell. What he wants to do is, he's new to his powers and he doesn't really quite understand them, but he thinks he might have the ability to heal. So I would like to cast Healing Word on the creature to see if we can help.
Okay.
it.
All right.
And look, Thana will step back and allow these things to happen. Like, she's
Yeah.
not gonna like crash tackle anybody if they want to get to the body. She'll just like, step back and let it happen.
No, Fujin, it's not a taxidermied wolf.
Jem, are you still with us?
She
she'd
said
say-
she's taking a break.
Oh, okay.
Look at the chat.
All right. Yep. Sorry, missed that part.
You're on.
That's all good. All right. Let's go across the board here. I think a logical place to start would be with Fujin's sleight of hand check.
Yeah, I guess like just crouching beside it and less sneaky, more just like having a look through the pockets underneath socks, underneath the belt, in case like it had something important that it's like slipped into a special place that it doesn't want other people to find, or so that it doesn't lose it. Soldiers do the same thing. Probably Fujin found a couple bits of that during the war for the couple months he was traveling with Fritz and Thana, that they had important memorabilia to them. So he's going to do that, just with an unnatural 20 for the check.
A natural 20. You quickly, while the others are debating what's happening, sort of I don't know, maybe check the pockets of the child. It might be hard to kind of do this without anyone sort of noticing, but you can definitely
I don't think he's too worried if people noticed.
Yeah.
And
really you just search it.
Grace was just saying, Thana would step to the side, like not
Yeah.
purposely, just.
Yeah, I think the only thing Tane
Create
would do
conflict.
is sort of, as you go down, he'd probably just make sure it doesn't bite you. So if anything, he's assisting.
Yeah, and like I said, as you sort of search this boy's body, it reaches out towards you, again, feebly at best. I sort of picture this, there's a scene in Blade 2 where they capture one of the weird vampire things, and they have it pretty much beaten. It's like stuck in a pipe, and it's like feebly trying to reach out because all it knows what to do is to feed. You find something maybe tucked away in a little pouch around the kid's neck. You pull it off. It's like a little bag. You untie a drawstring. Inside you find a little, what appears to be like a hand-carved wooden figure. The paint has long since flaked away, and it is blood-stained. Now, you can also tell, even in the dim light of this basement, the crackling firelight of the torches, that relatively recently there's been alterations made to it. You would think that this was once like a like a holy sort of not relic or figure or something like that. Just a small token of religious significance. But whatever priestly robes it was wearing have been altered to look more like the robes of maybe more wizardly in appearance. A little staff was added into the figure's hands, where once it may have been holding some type of, religious scepter or something like that. That's what I'll give you with your sleight of hand check.
Okay, awesome. He'd like to show it to the kid, but he's happy. I'm happy for other people to do their checks. This will be like as I'm slowly reaching into the pockets, looking for something, and then pulling it out.
I think the next logical thing would be Bill, your casting of healing word. I'm assuming there's verbal and semantic components to that.
There is, so he'll sort of speak to himself for a moment and say, "Mother, guide me," and then he'll project the word Solmara, because he used that last time to heal Tane Nui, in the hopes that he gets a similar result and is able to heal this creature.
The wounds of the previous combat are still fresh. He was hit by swords. He has open lacerations, swelling hematoma above the left eye. You would expect those lacerations to stitch themselves back together again. You would expect the hematoma perhaps to reduce in swelling. That's not what you see. Instead, the creature is bathed in this soothing energy. But what for you would be healing, for this creature is uncomfortable. It shudders and shakes. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations.
Wait, what happened?
Thank you. I showed off the ring a little bit.
Showed off the ring.
Wait,
Yes.
did I know this?
No, it was in our other chat. So Christian,
You wouldn't have seen it. This is your first time.
Congratulations, man, and also fuck all y'all. Other chat.
it was the kaleidoscope of minor
It was
inconvenience chat.
my campaign chat with my
No,
players.
that's all right.
I
was
forgot
kidding,
to
but
put it in this one.
Honestly, congratulations. I don't know how you tricked into it, but I love it, man.
Through a game of
So happy
D&D.
for you guys.
Fair enough.
He was an absolute sweetheart. That's how.
If you're looking for someone to officiate your wedding, Father Donovich is available.
Oh no. Is he there?
Take a moment to
I
appreciate
would
it.
much prefer Thana.
Christian.
Thank you.
As long as you don't invite any
That's
tieflings,
awesome, man.
we're good.
We'll talk later. That's so cool. Congratulations. I want to hear the whole story and everything.
Yes, I love proposal stories. Please.
Yeah, make sure you've got tissues next to you. It is very, very sweet.
So, unlike what Jess did to Christian, this creature rejects your healing magic.
Rude.
And I'm going to say the benefit for that, the consequence for that, consequence sounds bad, but the benefit of that is going to be, Thana, you may roll your religion check with advantage, given this extra little
Yeah,
bit of
that was sort of,
knowledge.
Amazing.
that was my thought, that like Thana would be able to see something in this process. So yeah, that actually worked well.
Thana got a 22.
Okay.
What happens? Tell me what I see. Tell me the vibe.
I will. All right. Now that you have a little bit more time to contemplate the nature of your current predicament, or rather the predicament that the child finds themselves in. You can see their body as features numerous scars. Scars that would have felled any mortal being. His frail body is almost like a crisscross of thatchwork of scars and punctures and all this kind of stuff. The healing magic does nothing at all. And with your knowledge of religion, you spot on the clavicle just numerous puncture marks. You start to put some things together, and you begin to theorize that perhaps this boy was subjected to the bite of a vampire. Now, vampires are quite a broad subject. Every culture has their own version of vampires that vary differently. So maybe you're not able to know things for certain about this particular version of a vampire, but I can tell you a few things with that religion check. Apart from the obvious, which you already know, spider climb and all that kind of stuff. This creature will not die unless it is subjected to piercing damage driven straight through the creature's heart, as it has the incapacitated condition. I'm going to say it has the incapacitated condition now, because we're just role-playing here. They are also... Let me just roll something. No, that's not good. Let me roll again. That's better. There we go.
Did you just roll because the check was crap?
No. I rolled something to see what I tell you, but I rolled the thing that I already told you, so I rolled again. This is actually perfect. Once something is turned into a vampire, they are under the effect of something called forbiddance. Forbiddance, as we as players know, a vampire cannot enter a residence without an invitation from the occupant. So that tells you that the fact that the vampire is here means that it must have been invited in the first place. What else can I tell you with that? Yeah, okay. I'll give you this. In order to be turned, in many cultures, it varies to some degree, but one of the most common what's the right word here? Threads between vampire mythology is, in order to be turned into a vampire, you must be bitten by a vampire. Obviously, they feed on blood, and then all of the vampire myths sort of branch off from there. Some say that you just have to be bitten and you become a vampire, and then in order to become a full-fledged vampire, you must feed. Another ones say that you must be buried. Another ones say that they become a vampire at the first full moon. And other ones say, it's a whole bunch of various different vampire myths, depending on what part of the world you come from. But at some point, this creature was bitten by a vampire, thus it became one. And I think that's probably the information that you get from that, but you know how to kill it.
Look, she passes on that information and sort of looks at them And like I think after seeing Bill try to heal it, it sort of dawns upon her that like, I mean, everything she's learned, and like, as I said, this is the first time morally like aligned, but now she questions things, and because of that and seeing Bill heal it, it sort of clicks that this was actually a child and she is sort of being a little bit stupider, and kind of looks at everybody and is like, perhaps a final rite rather than total putting down.
At that moment, you hear a sharp intake of breath originating from the stairs behind you. Irina comes down. No.
Oh no.
Followed shortly by Ismark. Or Ismac, as I just spelled it.
Ismac.
Ismac. He is Mac.
He's back. Like a big man.
And Ismark is like, Doru. Is that Doru? And Irina's like, it is. And Ismark is like, to you guys, this is Father Donovich's son.
This was his son, we think.
What happened? What happened here?
He has been turned by a vampire. That I can sort of surmise from, well, all of that. And she points to like the marks on his collarbone, clavicle, sorry. And she's like, whatever is left of Doru is not there anymore. It's more of a husk, really.
This is horrible. He was a good boy. I didn't know him very well myself, but I saw him at sermons. He would help his father. He was as devout as anyone, I suppose, in his faith. It's
Well, Ismark, it might be the time to say goodbye.
And Irina says, if the devil can corrupt even one as pure a heart as this boy, what chance do we really have, brother? And Ismark turns to her and he's like, I understand, but we can't give up hope. There are still good left in Barovia. I know it. And Irina looks away. You can see the spark of hope beginning to crack within her expression. She doesn't even want to look at the boy lying on the ground, his chest heaving as he gasps his last, possibly last, breath.
Should you like, I can put him to rest. Not destroy him. Put him to rest. Send him home. My funeral rites are a little bit different to other priests. When I perform them, it means that things can't rise again. It will be a final, very permanent rest.
Irina's like, do whatever you have to do. And she turns to leave, and Ismark just watches her go with a melancholy in his eyes as he does. And then...
Okay.
Fujin will follow after.
You're going after her? Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ismark steps aside and sort of allows you to pass.
I need a stake.
A long sigh. He
She
sort
sort of
of wipes his forehead. If anyone should show this boy any mercy, it should be me. This is not a burden that I can ask you to shoulder.
Tane is going to go over and break a chair, make a stake.
whatever you choose. You if you drive very gently the stake into his heart, I would recommend fast. I can put him properly to rest. We just, I would prefer that he be in the ground, but I can perform the rites without burying him if that's what you'd wish as well. Though I can't imagine why you'd want not to.
The boy always held the Morning Lord in high regard. He was like his father in that way, I guess. He didn't have much of a choice. Although I guess there was a little bit of a streak of rebelliousness in his. And that, in the end, is what led him to this ugly fate. He takes the stake from you, Tane, if you would relinquish it to him.
Yeah. Give it to him.
He takes the stake. He tests the weight of it in his hand, kneels beside the boy, sort of props him up a little bit on his knee as he cradles his head. The boy, again, tries to reach out towards him, but he puts a gentle but firm hand on the boy's head to sort of hold him away. And then the boy seems to try to say something. Ismark leans in, and for a moment, the boy seems to say something to Ismark. And Ismark leans back, closes his eyes for a moment, takes a deep breath. May you forever be in his light. Shoom! And drives the stake into the boy's heart. You hear one last ragged breath.
Okay.
A shudder. And the breathing stops.
Right. Thana sort of ushers everybody to stand back. And she's like, are we burying him or are we doing this here?
He should be buried with my father. In the grave. Not with him, not in the same grave. Put them in separate graves, but the same general vicinity. Yeah.
Yes. I would sort of recommend this happen sooner rather than later. Hate for him to be reanimated in another way and then another way, and the cycle just sort of continue. It can happen.
And you guys begin to, take the boy, begin preparations for whatever rituals, whatever funerals you would wish to do, and we're going to fade out from there, and we fade up into the candle-lit main hall of the church. You can still see the signs of struggle. Father Donovich's body is lying on the ground, foam still trickling from his mouth. Irina is sitting on one of the few remaining pews that are still intact, just a vacant expression. Fujin, what do you want to do?
Fujin still has very high wisdom. Not book smart, but people smart, and that kind of helps in this moment. His insight's really high. He'd go and sit down next to her and, realizing that she probably just needs she doesn't need to be spoken at or told how to feel. She just needs to feel it. So he's gonna sit down next to her, and pulling out from his pocket one of her father's handkerchiefs that he's got in a pocket after being offered by Ismark to grab some of the clothes, and sort of like just quietly sit down and sort of offer it to her without making eye contact and just sort of be there.
Okay. You sit down next to her and she's just quiet for a long time. And after a moment, without taking her eyes off the body that's lying on the floor in the center of the church, she's like, you know what I just can't figure out? I was born here, but this is all I've known. Endless twilight, fragile hope. But why would someone willingly come here? Why didn't you choose to come to a place like this?
Just because you don't have sunlight doesn't mean that the grass is greener on the other side. I had warnings before coming here. I guess omens is what people would refer to them. Not that I believed in that shit beforehand. My childhood and growing up wasn't much better than this village. So I left to look for other things. I don't even know if it's really better things, to be honest. I've kind of just been traveling, to be honest. I don't really have a purpose. I guess that hopelessness you feel, I do empathize with. But it's no reason to give up. You're only going to find purpose by continuing.
That search for purpose. That's the thing he uses to his advantage. That's what he uses to torture you. That's what happened to the boy. He had hope. He thought that he could change things. He thought that he could find the greener grass.
Did you respect your father? Looked up to him? You speak like you did.
Yes. In all of this darkness that surrounds us, this pervasive sense of terror that lingers in our hearts, that man always found a way to bring out the best in people. And now he's gone too. Yes, I did look up to my father. I did respect him. And in the end, I guess the thing that I respected the most is probably the reason why he's no longer with us.
Well, life wouldn't have been nice if he was not like that in the first place. You can say that having hope is pointless, but the reason you are happy now is because of the hope he had, even if it didn't come to fruition.
guess you're right. She raises her hand and she points towards Father Donovich's body. And she's like,
We go and cover it?
that wasn't just an invitation. That was a warning. That was a warning to show that even the purest of people can be corrupted. He knows where we are. He knows where we intend to go. And he was just reminding us that no matter what we do, we can't escape him.
I think I disagree there. Attacking your father and the burgomaster's house, sending the threat, as you call it, to us, the fear that has already pervaded this land for so long, the turning of the only priest in this town. You don't need to warn people or threaten people unless you're scared of something that they might do, unless you have your own fears of what might happen. It kind of feels like he's scared. Why otherwise attack your father if he's so all-encompassing and there is an inevitability to him? Why turn the priest in the town? Why send the message to us? I don't know much about priests, but gods don't often lay hands on the mortal world because they don't need to. This thing doesn't feel like a god, it just feels like something frightened and trying to prove its ego so that people don't bring it down.
And we're going to go for a short rest right there. And when we come back, I'm going to get you to roll a persuasion check to see if we can improve Irina's what do I want to say?
Outlook on life.
Outlook on life and you guys as a whole. I'm going to be keeping track of how well the relationship between the party, the individual party members, and Irina and Ismark goes. So stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us. Jess, I see you in the chat. Guys, if you're watching this, you want to get in on the action, roll some dice yourself, make sure you check out fruitbowldice.com. They're currently running a discount, tax back something. Someone help me out here. 10, tax back 10.
Tax back 10.
Get 10% off purchase of custom dice. That is for the gem dice and stuff like that. And if you use the affiliate code, Crit Miss, or affiliate code Sven is awesome, you'll get a free gift as well. Okie dokie. Fujin, would you like to roll me? I'm going to go with an intimidation check against Irina, right?
You're just
He's
proper deafened.
He's deafened, so while he's
deafened.
deafened, I'm going to say, can I give him the help action by playing a little bit of, like, sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be scared, her thousand miles stare, you know she's traumatized.
Whoa, whoa.
Sha-la-la-la-la, death in bloom, love can grow here too, go on and kiss the girl. Not bad.
Kiss the girl.
Please don't kiss the girl at her father's funeral.
Best time.
Fujin's got that riz.
Baby.
Okay, talk to me about your persuasion.
My intimidation check, I'd love to do that. It's much higher.
Get better, you son of a bitch.
Believe in hope, damn it.
Can you think back to the advice he got from Bill and Tane?
Look, I think I gave a pretty good explanation of not so much like I know this is going to be a slow burn for her. It's not, a single conversation isn't going to fix the trauma that she's gone through, especially knowing after she's talking about like growing up here and Fujin coming to a bit of like a self-realization that like even traveling with Thana and Fritz, he doesn't really have a purpose. He's been like attacking mages that are on the more evil alignment, but that's more out of almost like a PTSD of his folks. It's not really like a goal. He's not like some crazy assassin that has like a hit list, Game of Thrones style. He's kind of just been meandering.
It's a habit.
Yeah, so I guess even though he's been meandering, unlike her, he still wants to find something nice, to experience something nice. She obviously has already experienced some nice things with her father, but he doesn't like that she's giving up, both vicariously, as like he doesn't want to give up himself, and also because he's starting to work out what these emotions are for the first time, like attraction and romance. So yeah, trying to convince her what he had done before the break, which was that maybe this man in black, this Castellan of Ravenloft, of this land, is not all powerful and making us remember our place, but all these constant warnings are his own
Insecurities.
anxiousness, his own insecurities that he constantly needs to remind these whelps to know their place, because he's worried about what these whelps might actually do. The usual sort of like tyrannical leader playbook of keep people in fear so that no one actually steps up against you. And yeah, I'll do that with a persuasion check as we're sort of still sitting in the pew, and Fujin will now finally make like eye contact with Irina.
Strahd taking some notes out of my book.
That is a 21 for the total there.
Okay, pretty good. Maybe she spares a glance at you. Just for a second, she takes her eyes off the body lying on the floor. She doesn't say anything, but you can see the gears turning in her head a little bit. And she's taken her mind off the macabre reminder of the fate that so many people in Barovia have suffered, even if just for a moment. And Mod just rolled 100 on a D100, so congratulations, you're never going to roll that again. You know, if this was Call of Cthulhu, that would have been a fumble.
I'm good, man. That made my night. I was rolling for just the love story. I was really enjoying it. So
Here I am role-playing my little heart out, and your favourite part of the night is rolling a 100. What do I do it for?
It's as Dan said, when the role matches the story.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
So cute.
Fujin will stand up and, like, as I guess everyone's starting to come up from the basement, like, just offer her a hand to help her stand up as well.
She does not take your hand, but she does stand up. Maybe with a bit of a softened expression, maybe not quite as standoffish, or maybe not quite as bleak. Maybe you even get the feeling that she was getting ready to leave. You know, not go with you guys. But you have convinced her that maybe there's still a chance that she could live up to what her father always wanted. Which might not be revolution, but perhaps just rebellion in the small acts of kindness that people can do for one another. And as long as you can keep that alive, maybe there's still hope.
Yeah. Fujin's not going to lost puppy her and like overwhelm her, so he'll start walking out first around the back of the church rather than like constantly sitting at her side.
And we fade out from that scene. And for a moment we linger in the darkness. And we can hear the soft pitter-patter of raindrops. The shingled roof, overlaid by the sound of... Very good, thank you, Mod. Someone digging.
Tane digging.
Tane digging. Well, we're left to imagine, because we don't even see it. We just hear it. We just hear the sound of rain. We hear the sound of digging, and then we fade up, and maybe we see Tane finishing off 2 graves.
2 graves.
2 graves. One slightly smaller than the other. We go through the next couple of scenes like we're fading in and out. We fade up, we see, maybe like a bag of some sort, roughly the size of a 14-year-old boy being gently lowered down into the smaller grave.
In that scene, Fujin will sort of just wrap up in a little piece of cloth and then place in the bag the little figurine.
Oh, that's cute.
We fade out, we fade back up. We see Irina's face expressionless as maybe Ismark and Tane lower the coffin of their father down into the other grave.
Oh, sorry, 3 graves then.
We fade out from that, we fade back up. Who's
Third
going?
grave.
Another grave being dug. Who's in the 3rd grave?
The
priest.
priest.
Oh, you are burying him.
I didn't think.
Thana
we were going-
begrudgingly agrees.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe you
Begrudgingly.
just toss him in.
On
Well,
Sarah.
no, like, yeah, if you guys will... all that's going to happen, if you guys go, we're not burying him, Tane's going to be like, fuck, I just dug a hole. Why'd you tell me now?
I
We
think
fade out from that. We
roleplay-wise,
fade back up.
Thana would-
Tane filling the hole again.
You
Roughly
just,
like
you
Thana
see
after
Tane you
convincing.
see Tane angry, yelling at people, and you see the word mouths, I'll fucking put you in the grave.
Still
I just
raining.
dug this fucking hole.
in the rain.
Lightning crackles over the horizon, briefly highlighting the overbearing battlements of the castle atop the cliff, not far from where you currently stand. We fade out from that. We fade back up. 3 filled graves. Dan, while this is happening, what's your character? Grim, apparently, according to the overlay. What's Bill doing? What's his part in all of this?
I think where he's kind of probably going to be at is he's starting to take it a little bit personally that he wasn't able to heal. So I think he's got a bit of reflection to try. He's still trying to process what he can and can't do here. Like, his parents have told him for his whole life that he can do whatever he wants, and he never believed them. But he's just now starting to see a little bit of the ability to do these things, and he doesn't know what the limitations are or anything like that. He was able to cast Spiritual Weapon and Sorcerer's Burst and do some amazing things there, but he couldn't heal this vampire. So he's not sure where everything is going. So I think he's just got a little bit of like quiet reflection even.
Maybe he's looking down at his own hands. Those hands that not long ago were casting spells. And now in the moment that he needed those spells the most, that's when they failed him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If he can't save the innocent with those, then what good are they? We fade out from that. We fade back up on Thana.
She pulls like this book from her bag. I mean, it almost looks like it's bound with human skin. Which is really creepy. But she's like, she's got this look on her face that's almost like morbid excitement. But then just sort of like reads the vibe of the room and like sort of like saves face and like coughs a little and is like, all right, everyone ready? Now I haven't, I mean, I've done this in theory, but this is, burials are really different to last rites. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. You know what, I'm just giving you an out. If you don't want to be here to witness this.
I'll place a hand on your
particularly-
shoulder. It's all right. Just start.
I don't know. I don't think
You got
Arena
this.
and his mark are
And
going
Tana-
to want to see
Tana
this.
kneels down and bashes on the coffin 3 times with his sword.
How dare you! How dare you! But no, so she'll look at Irina and Ismark with like an expression that sort of says like, this is your last chance. Just because she knows that her last from anything they would have experienced with like this like very dark
Sorry, I think you cut out a little bit there.
sorry.
Please go again.
So she sort of like looks at Ismark and Irina with like, I don't know, like, this is your out. This is your opportunity not to watch this, because she's really aware that this is like very different from the rite they were expecting, and she doesn't like, I mean, she may be loyal to God, but she's still pretty like, she's very big in people have their own beliefs and stuff, and she doesn't want to force them on people. And if it's going to be disturbing for them to watch their father be put to rest in this way and not the way they intended, she's like giving them an out.
Maybe it's Ismark who's like, I understand and I appreciate what you're doing. I think at this point, nothing has really gone the way that we intended it for it to go. I think for us to be able to move on, we just need to be accepting that this is the way things are now, and be willing and able to adapt. After all, I think that was one of the things that I admired most about my father. No matter how bad things got, he was always willing to adapt, always willing to accept and see the good in other people. And I know that you and I are different. We come from different worlds and we have different beliefs. I think in the end, what brings us together is not the words that we say, but the intentions behind them. I believe that your intentions are good.
Well, I suppose, as I said before, my funeral rites are slightly different. This would be a very final, very permanent rest. Not even Speak the Dead can raise this after I'm finished. Are you sure that's what you want?
Irina says, I think that's what my father would want. I think that's what he deserves. Rest after all this time. If you can offer
Okay.
that to him, then your words are as good as anyone else's.
Right. Thana sort of like tucks her dress, her like skirt in delicately and like kneels down on the ground. She closes her fists, her hands into fists, and slams them on the ground 3 times. There's a brief pause, and you're almost saying nothing is happening, and you kind of all look at each other like, what the fuck? And then blood starts dripping down her cheeks, just like drip, 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 hitting the ground. Then you see your breath on the air as the temperature drops dramatically, and a cool mist begins to swirl, wrap itself around your feet. It's so cold that it almost like chokes the air from your lungs and sort of makes tears come to your eyes as if like something is forcing you to cry. And then Thana raises her hands to the sky in like an open, welcoming gesture, like as if she's ushering somebody in. And then she speaks with a voice that's like not quite her own. It's very strangled. It's like pulling it from her rather than if she's saying it, like literally like almost like that scene with Ursula and Ariel where someone is like pulling the words from her. And she starts, so life was a long wound and you bore it bravely, but the gift has come, quiet, final and kind. Death does not hunger, it does not demand, it frees. Hades, lord of the still realm, welcomes without judgment. In his halls there is no more pain, no more striving, only stillness. Some flee its embrace, clinging to cursed breaths. They wander lands of mists in castles where no sun rises, bound to a throne of ruin, undying, yet never in peace. That will not be your fate. None shall disturb your sleep. No hand shall rise you, no spell shall bind you, no dark purpose will twist your form. You shall not rise again. You did not run. You return to the earth with grace. May the ferryman guide you, and then 3 pounds. May the Lord below open the gate, and then 3 more pounds. May you forget the ache of life, and find rest at last. And then everything sort of like the mist retreats, the temperature returns back to normal. Thana looks exhausted. Just for like, I guess game mechanics wise, I did pump a channel divinity into that Sven. So that nothing like definitely can't come back. They are dead, proper dead.
And I think that might be a good place to end tonight's episode.
Did we level up?
Mod with the standard.
Every time.
As we focus on those droplets of blood intermingling with the rainwater and soaking down into the freshly turned dirt, we will bring this episode to a close. Next week, I guess we're going to have a talk about like where you guys want to go. You've got a couple of options. Do you want to go track down Aragal? He did leave you a note saying he was going to be at the encampment at Serpool. Do you want to, hastily make your way towards this dinner invitation that was so lovingly extended to you via
Yes.
Father Donovich?
So yes.
Or would you rather make your way to Vallaki? I know that there's a couple of contradicting ideas about what is the best direction to take. I want you to think about not necessarily what's going to be the best direction to take. What do you think is going to be the most entertaining, the most dramatic? Because I guarantee you, regardless of what you choose to do, this is going to be an epic story. Either way, we're going to have fun, as we always do. Hopefully you guys had fun too, people at home watching this. Make sure you join us again next week, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, right here on Twitch. Give us a like, share, follow, subscribe across all of the social medias. And hey, if Gothic horror isn't your thing, make sure you jump on a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Catch Vecna, Eve of Ruin. I play in that one. Jem plays in that one. And it's a lot of fun. Mark is the DM. We have an absolutely stacked cast. It's some great role play. Before we do finish tonight's episode, though,
Best DM on Crit Miss, I heard.
best DM on Crit and Miss.
Oh, that's so mean.
It's good because I always refer to myself as a GM, so that's fine. Because I don't want to pigeonhole myself into one particular type of role-playing game system. I like to be a man of the people, as it were. I do want to say, for anyone who is watching this or maybe listening to this later on down the line, in this particular campaign, we do touch on some subjects that some people might find, distressing, difficult to watch, difficult to listen to. I probably should put the disclaimer up a little bit more diligently. I just want you all to know that even though we do touch on some subjects that may be distressing to some people, I hope that we do it with enough maturity that we can do those subjects justice. If we do talk about anything that brings up some troubling feelings for you, please feel free to reach out to us. And always happy to talk about it. Make sure you look after your fellow humans. After all, these are the people that we play Dungeons and Dragons with. So make sure you look after each other. Because if I don't look after Christian, who's going to run horrifying death encounters for me? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So look after each other and make sure you join us again next week. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.